which is my wonderful scholars. Nice having you once again on this platform. Jam past question 2002, question number 10. A copper cube weighs 0.25 Newton in air, 0.17 Newton when completely immersed in paraffin oil, and 0.15 Newton when completely immersed in water. The ratio of upthrust in oil to upthrust in water is. Our question today is centered on upthrust. Upthrust. Upthrust can also be called a missing weight. Okay, let me give you an instance. If I, as a person, weighs 10 Newton in air, and I enter inside water and measure my weight, I go inside water with a weighing scale, and I notice I weigh 3 Newton. Then something is missing in my weight, and that is the upthrust. So how do I get it? I'll do my weight in air minus my weight in water. Recall, my weight in air is 10 Newton, whereas my weight in water is 3 Newton. So the missing weight of the upthrust becomes 10 minus 3 equal to 7. So the missing weight is my upthrust. Synonymously, let's pick our parameters. Weight in air of the copper is 0.25 Newton. Weight in paraffin oil, PO, 0.17 Newton. Weight in water, 0.15 Newton. And recall the question says the upthrust in oil divided by the upthrust in water. Follow the pattern. It says get the upthrust in oil first is 2 over upthrust in water. Recall, upthrust is a missing weight. If copper weighs certain amount in air and weighs certain amount in oil, to get the missing weight of copper in oil, I will do upthrust in oil will be weight of copper in air minus weight of that copper in oil. So I can get the missing weight, because the missing weight added back to the weight in oil will give you the weight in air. So to get that missing weight in the missing weight of copper when immersed in oil, that of air is 0.25 minus, then what the copper weighed in oil is 0.17. So let me know what is missing in oil. Minus this, we are having 0.08 Newton. This is the missing weight in oil. Let me also get the missing weight in water. I'll go back to what copper weighs in air again. Weight in air minus weight in water. So I'll know how much weight the water has cancelled. That's my missing weight. I'll be having again 0.25 minus the weight of that copper in water is 0.15. Subtract this to be having 0.1 Newton. So we've got our missing weight. This is the missing weight in oil, and this is the missing weight in water. And the question demands for a ratio of the two. Follow the pattern. Oil goes first. Upthrust in oil is to upthrust in water. So the missing weight in oil is 0.08 is to the missing weight in water is 0.1. Then notice the option is in the form of ratio. Then this is the same thing as 0.08 divided by 0.1, which will give us is the same thing as 4 over 5. This is the same thing as 4 over 5 mathematically. Then I can now say 4 is to 5 because this is the pattern, the option favored. Then let's put a little emphasis on this answer. Recall, upthrust in oil is first and the last is upthrust in water. So this has information for you. There is a greater upthrust in water compared to paraffin oil. Water has a greater upthrust compared to paraffin oil. It simply means if copper is immersed in water, water will displace more weight in copper compared to when copper is immersed in paraffin oil. Water will give the copper more upward force. It will cancel more weight in it. It will make it have a greater missing weight compared to paraffin oil. Okay, let me use myself as an example. Water and paraffin. If I weigh 10 Newton in air and I enter paraffin oil, after which I come out to enter water. If I enter water, water will give me upthrust of 8 Newton. That means What I weigh inside the water is 2 Newton. Then the water will cancel it. It has a bigger upthrust. But if I enter paraffin, paraffin will give me upthrust or missing weight of 3 Newton. Then I will now weigh 7 Newton inside the paraffin. So notice something here. I have a greater weight in paraffin. That means my upthrust will be small. But in water, I have a smaller weight, meaning that my upthrust is very what? High. That's what we expose there. So water has a greater upward or upthrust force or upthrust compared to paraffin oil. Thank you. Stay tuned as we push ahead. So the best option here is option A, 4:5. And this is what we call relative density. Relative density is upthrust in any liquid, be it oil or any other liquid, over upthrust in water. So this is exactly what we call relative density. Thank you. Stay tuned and do subscribe.